So we're looking at this equation, and the first step is isolate the radical. And this is what they mean by isolating the radical. It has to be left alone on one side, but here there's a lot going on. There is 1 minus the root of x plus 2 is equal to 4. I just want the root of x plus 2 to be alone on one side. So I'll take 1 the other side of the equation, and I'll be left with minus the root of x plus 2 is equal to 3. At this point, the radical isn't isolated yet. It still has a coefficient of -1. So I'll divide both sides by -1, and this would cancel with this, make it a positive. And then I'll have the root of x plus 2 being equal to -3. Now the radical is isolated, right? So square both sides of the equation. This root will cancel with this square. So we'll be left with x plus 2 is equal to 9. Now, check. The last step is to check if this makes sense in equation 1. So 1 minus 3, does it equal 4? No. So here we don't have any solutions. This is not a solution. So this is an extraneous solution. So it doesn't hold. They're going to be rare circumstances, but sometimes you'll get those. So looking at this, again, we're going to follow our steps. And the first step is isolate the root. So we need to leave this root one side of the equation. So let's get rid of this plus 7 first. So minus 7, both sides of the equation. I'll be left with 4 is equal to the root of 8 divided by 3. And remember here, you could easily cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you'll get the root of 8h being equal to 12. Square both sides of the equation. Square here, square there, and this would cancel. You'll be left with 8h is equal to 144. And at this point, divide 8 both sides of the equation, right? You end up with h being equal to 8. So our h here is equal to 18. So that's the solution. Again, check. If you substitute 18 for h, does this equation 1 hold? So sometimes we're going to be given examples where we have roots both sides of the equation, like this. So there's a root here and there's a root there. Those are the easiest, right? So you're giving me a being equal to a root 2a minus 10. Now, these are the easiest, guys. Square both sides of the equation. This root will cancel with this square. This root will cancel with this square because you're undoing the root. And then you'll be left with a being equal to 2a minus 10. You see how that becomes even simpler? You get a. Going to this equation, again, square both sides of the equation. You see how we have roots? There is nothing to isolate. If we had something going on this side or something going on the other side after the roots, then we would isolate. There is nothing to isolate here. So just square both sides of the equation. You're left with p plus 8 is equal to 2 minus p. Then collect like terms. You're left with p being equal to minus 3.